Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Call Halal, Yahabashim Yahshai, Bahara Kakadash, Yahabashim Yahshai, Bahashim Kakadash, Barakathum. Double honor to apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. Yeah, this is a lesson going over the video I'm going to post that in the title of it, I'm pretty much putting it as extreme as possible. Babylon is going to war with its citizens, man. Or Babylon has declared war on its citizens, or America has declared war on its citizens. And the reason why I say that is because the tactics that they're using are war tactics that they use to indirectly declare war. They're indirectly, when you go to war, what you do, you attack the media tower, or where they translate information. What do they do with us? They've attacked the media through YouTube and through sorcery and pretty much blanketing, anything that has anything to do with the YouTube and now the new Facebook, so-called the 3-hour shutdown, and somebody's a whistleblower. That person was just trying to give you a nice little story for them to enact a new law to further censor Facebook, which would allow you to say less, more laws, less freedom. Okay, so that person came out and said, "Oh, people they were purposely agitating this and that." So now anything that's so-called agitating, just like they say medical misinformation, you know what I'm saying? Anything that you say that they don't deem, fit for their social media, they're gonna take you off. And it's mainly if you're speaking out against, it's gonna be to the point of you're speaking out against the government, you're speaking out against their agenda when it comes to that medical relief, pandemic, they're gonna cut you off or censor you. And that's pretty much, a famine leading to the famine of the word. Or as the scripture says, it's not gonna be a famine of food or bread, but a famine of hearing the word of the Most High. All right, because they know we're out there. They know there's whistleblowers out there. There's all kind of people that's putting the truth out on the situation we're going through. As the scriptures say, people shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Not only us as prophets are putting things out there, but there's other people that aren't into the scriptures that are going, the doomsday prepper type of people that are going into finding this out, finding that out, and they're pretty much gathering that information for the prophets to filter through the scriptures and then say, okay, this is what it means prophetically. That's what we're doing, and then they got a famine of resources with these cargo ships that are at bay, and they're saying that they're not able to get these boats in on docks. But mind you, they're setting mandates. They're purposely setting up the slate. They're saying that they can't get these boats, this cargo off these boats because there's not enough truckers, but you're creating a mandate to make less truckers. All right, this pandemic, the medical relief that people are taking is making you more reliant on the government's medication that they provide to you. You're not going to be able to take no zinc or sea moss or elderberry. You're not going to be able to take all these things once you take that medical relief, because you done broke down your immune system. It's just like how it works with diabetes. Once you start taking the insulin, that it's not like you could regulate your sugar levels with complete control. You're going to need that insulin for life at that point, okay? Depending on if it's chronic or I believe it's acute or chronic, but it pretty much makes you reliant on it, all right? And that's what this medical relief, once you take that second one, you're pretty much reliant on it because you've destroyed all the red blood cells in your body to such a low percent that those boosters is going to be the only way that you're going to be able to fight off new diseases. okay, or new sicknesses, which is that everything mutates every year, every day. You know, that's just how it works. If it enters the body, it's gonna find a way to survive, okay? And then you got the again, you got the cargo ships sitting out there, and the guy says in the video, which I'm gonna put in post-production, that he said that you can just take the military, all these little nigglets out here that signed up for the military to get their vehicles, or, you know, but long story short, all these reserve people, you can have them go and clear that out real quick. All right, so it's not like it's a shortage of products when you're going, you know, you can't find a PS5 or Xbox to save your life, and they're acting like it's because of the pandemic that they're unable to produce. No, they're producing. They got it. It's just sitting right outside the docks. They're talking about the meat, and that shows you that it's a pandemic, because at one point I thought that all the meat it was in America, but they're telling you in the video that there's produce on there. You know, you got your waters, you got your, you know, your non-perishables that are stuck on that ship. So you're gonna have to. They're getting to the point that they're pretty much stocking up in front of your face in an indirect way, because they're not just gonna let that produce go to waste. That's bought items. Those items are purchased. So what do you think they're gonna do with it? Okay. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna let the video play at the end. Baratazah, you're edified. I want to say call halal, Yahweh Shemi Al Shai, Bahara Kadash. Again, double honors to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth, sincerity. Sincere ahabathum zaquayim to those and the innumerable multitude that are scattered abroad. The women and children that follow the truth, women, children, and men that follow the truth, sincerity. Shalom.
Shelves across America empty. Shippers, you know, experiencing quite a 5-alarm fire. We can't get anything off these ships. And with a lack of truck drivers, epic port congestion, and extreme increase in cost of cargo, experts warn delays could be a nightmare for not only the holiday season, everyday life, and jack up prices in everything we buy. Let's bring in former CEO of Home Depot and Chrysler, Bob Nardelli. Bob, you were seeing this glut of ships, these cargo ships. You're seeing it in California, in Georgia, and in New York, in New Jersey. What can we do about this?
Yeah. Well, Brian, thank you for having me on. You're exactly right. Talking to many of my colleagues, both in the public and private sector, are getting increasingly frustrated that we keep reporting an increase in the number of vessels. We keep talking about gas shortages. We keep talking about supply chain problems. We have one of the best militaries in the world. These are men and women who have the capability to unload cargo and transport cargo. Look, I'm not a lawyer and for sure not a politician, Brian, but it seems to me if we declared some type of national emergency, we would put these men and women on the ground and break this problem. It doesn't solve the problem by telling people buy early for Christmas. It doesn't solve the problem, tell people to go buy a chest freezer and stock up on meat and poultry. We're out now tin cupping for oil when we had reached energy independence. I mean, it just challenges common sense. Natural gas is going to be short if we have a cold winter. So it just continues to perpetuate these problems. Look, I grew up with Jack Welch, a mentor who told me, see the world the way it is, not the way you want it to be. And it has served me well, Brian. I'm not an optimist or a pessimist. I'm a realist. Look at these situations. They are not getting better. You talked about the airline just a moment ago. It's not getting better. We need to be aggressive. We have the capabilities. We have the willpower. Somebody just has to make the decision to go fix these problems, Brian.
So Bob,
inflation is going to get worse.
Right. And of course, because you don't have enough products, they're going to jack up the prices. And maybe some people aren't going to look to unload those ships because they're going to get more for what they have, which is the bad side of capitalism, so to speak. But let's talk about this. On the military, they have the truck drivers. They have the trucks. National Guard, this is an emergency. You start emptying those cargo ships. You start getting them onto the shelves, allowing more ships to come in. Yeah, China's got issues. Europe's got issues. But we could handle our own backyard first. If you're going to use the military to stop floods and stop the border in some cases, why not use it now? Get the National Guard in there. We have the truck drivers.
Brian, you're exactly right. Again, I don't know the technicalities of the issue, but you're right. We declare national emergencies a lot of different times, whether it's a fire, a flood, a hurricane, a tornado. To me, this is just as severe. And again, it's going to impact a lot of people who don't have the time or money to spend or buy things in advance. You know, we can't start hoarding paper products again like we did pre-COVID. So not only, you know, you think about, you know, Home Depot, Target, Costco bought their own vessel. Doesn't help when it's still sitting in the port. We got to get these the containers unloaded and then transport it to the areas of distribution centers to help solve this problem, right? We have to do it now.
And the subset to this is the chip problem. Taiwan is the one we're leaning on. We don't make our own. The whole world is short of them. It's affecting all car sales, and we have to solve that. It might take 2 years, but we have to start now. Why people are just worrying about what Christmas gifts they're getting and thinking that's going to solve the problem is nuts, and that's what you point out. Bob, I hope they call you. You solve problems your whole life. Bob Nardelli, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great